And as you can see the results. So let's start checking our quiz. Number 1, is doing things accurately on the first attempt. This is quality. Remember that the book definition of COPC that I told you since the first day. Quality is doing the things right in the first attempt. Yes, it's gonna be dealing with the effectiveness, but since the customer perspective is quality. So the correct one is quality. Number 2, an effective quality management approach reduces errors and improves consistency. Yes, you are also going to reduce the workload, but by reducing the errors. And the stress and efficiency is not working right here. So the correct one is errors and consistency. Number 3, are examples of Q&A practices. This is interaction and KPI monitoring is the correct one. Ones-to-ones also are examples of Q&A practices, onboarding not. Benchmarking is an example, but transparency no. So the correct one will be interaction and KPI monitoring. Number 4, evaluate interactions from, remember, customer perspective, because if you do it since the Q&A analyst perspective, you are going to have bias. So the correct one is customer. Number 5, 3 consecutive data points are above the previous performance level is a definition of sustained improvement. Yes, Kaizen is going to help us to reduce the errors, but we are looking first of all to understand what is this sustained improvement, and later on you can check if you maintain this continual improvement culture and reduce the errors. So the correct one is sustained improvement. Number 6, fix the root causes to make lasting improvements. I told you this one is going to be in your quiz tomorrow. So the correct one is lasting improvements. Number 7, the purpose of this practice is to ensure that the organization has the right people with the appropriate skills and knowledge and in the correct roles to support its business objectives. This is talent management. Number 8, the purpose of this phase of talent management is translating the organization strategy and objectives into the desired organizational capabilities and then into competencies and roles. This estimates the future demand. This is planning. So the correct one will be planning. And tomorrow we are going to check the ones for the onboarding. Questions, doubts, complaints, everything clear? Yeah, finger up, everything clear? Perfectly. Let's start today's session. We are going to end the talent management life cycle. And after ending this talent management life cycle, we are going to start to customer experience. So let me share my screen, share with sound so you can hear also the videos. And let's start. Sure that you do not have questions? Everything clear? Just a dark water. I hope no. Please no. And let me choose the pointer. Laser pointer right here. And we have it. So yesterday we talked about the planning, attracting, recruiting, and the onboarding. We talked about the onboarding sessions that you need to have 2 approaches, the one for the organization and also to the role and profile of the service desk. But later on, it's our responsibility to develop the talent that we had in our operations. So you need to ensure that the people have the skills to perform the defined roles and responsibilities that you had in your job profiles. And I recommended yesterday, I don't know if you remember, that you need to have these competency matrices in order to check the superpowers of your analysts and agents, such as the Yu-Gi-Oh cards that we were talking yesterday. So this one is really important for developing the talent. You need also to align these capabilities to the business outcomes. So you are going to check the actual or the current state of your operation, considering maybe this gap analysis. The best approach for knowing the capabilities that you had in your agents is performing a gap analysis. You are going to check the training requirements, the competencies required to support the future business, and you are going to include this in the skills program. So first of all, you need to know the market, your customer, your business, capture this opportunity and demand and translate it into the current state of your agents. Right here, maybe you may do some questions, some specific questions such as, where is the person right now? Does the person has the capabilities and the skills for the position? I don't know, yes, no. And does the person is satisfied with the current state? Maybe no, maybe yes. It will depend on the preferences that you have in your individuals. But you need to know this in order to capture their preferences, the experiences that they had, also the projects or their tasks that they are performing or they will perform. Network each other. Maybe you can help with the development of such an agent or an analyst with other agent, and analyze the current state considering these skills and capabilities. You should define an action plan to get right to the future state. This future state will be where the organization goes. You need to understand also where the person wants to go. This is really important. Some of the cases we forget to ask the person, where do you want to go? Yes, we know the state of the organization, but we do not know if the persons are happy in their role with their responsibilities, if they are enjoying the job. So this is really, really important, knowing where you want to go in this organization. And if the person is ready to have another challenge, maybe you are seeing some capabilities or skills in an individual, and you are going to perform these skills and capabilities to grow the career in the organization. But you also need to know if they are capable to accept this challenge. Maybe no, or maybe yes, they want to have this challenge, but you need to manage the stress and also the emotions that you had in your agent. So that's why it's really important to understand the current state. Remember to forget to run or perform this gap analysis, and knowing the current state. The preferences are really important to capture these experiences and have innovation and learning among all the cycle that we had in these activities, capturing these superpowers that you had in your agents in order to develop them. And you can use right here for developing the talent, a competency model. I choose this competency model, capturing the different skills that we can have whenever we talk about the services. Maybe having, first of all, the people skills. These are the soft skills: self-confidence, self-control, commitment, flexibility, and we can add more and more skills to this list, but these are some basic ones. Also, the technical skills, you can develop this professional expertise, analytical thinking, maybe problem solving, conceptual thinking, and you can add more. Accomplishment, maybe alignment to the objectives, initiatives, customer-centric orientation, quality and effectiveness, and also the business skills, customer-centric, organizational awareness, and the relationship management. And from the side of the leadership skills, as we were talking yesterday, if we are going to perform the skills of leadership of an agent or an individual, you need to develop others, maybe identify if they can develop others, being the coach or the mentor of some others, teamwork, cooperation, and also the management. Some examples of these forms to develop your talent are maybe on the job, having this computer-based training. Right now in pandemics, we were using this a lot, having this training with some applications, some systems, or maybe with videos, such as we are doing right now. Virtual training, as we are right here. Provide maybe a staff, a formal or informal resources in a platform. Coaching and mentoring, shadowing or secondment. I don't know if you use it, the shadowing. Yeah, shadowing. Continual improvement program. With the identification of the gap analysis, we can run this continual improvement program. Maybe having some qualification that are important in the industry, assisting to relevant conferences, maybe seminars, virtual conferences, and webinars. Maybe later on I can recommend you some of the sites that you can follow up in the social media so you can be aware of all what it is happening in the services world. And this can help you to perform the skills of your agents. These workforce values are changing continually. So they want to have, your workforce want to have maybe opportunities for developing, maybe having meaningful work experiences, and they have also to have value in their personal and professional lives, having challenges, having autonomy, freedom, and contributing positive to the society, as we saw in the profile of this page that I showed you yesterday of Riot Games. They want to be part of this fulfillment of the tasks. And they are looking also in some trends that we found about the talent management. They say that the staff is looking for global careers, changing needs and aspirations, and also the values. They can be changing continually, increasing the diversity and inclusion. They are looking for pride, maybe new ways of working, such as these flexible working practices that we have right now, and increasing the competition for the talent. Maybe this performance and developing, they want to be running in these competitions to be better. So you can apply these activities in your operation in order to increase the way they are performing their activities with more efficiency and reducing the errors. Have you ever heard about Management 3.0? No? This is the evolution of micromanagement. This is a complete culture. I'm going to recommend you a book for you leaders. Is Managing for Happiness. This is of Jürgen Appel. In this book, they are describing the elements of this culture of the Management 3.0. They are considering some important rules in order to have this motivation, the reward, the recognition for your operation, and it works for every single industry. You do not need to have a specifically for the service desk. It helps and works for all of us. First of all, we need to capture and promise that we are not going to have these rewards in advance. This scheme and the reward and recognition program will be actively encouraging the desired behaviors or maybe recognizing the way we are doing the things. In the service desk, we use it in order to increase the performance and the competencies of our agents. Maybe having this as the agent of the month, or maybe the team of the month. I don't know, in your case that you have only 18 analysts, you can perform these activities of the agent of the month. You are a little bit part of the team, so you can have 1 or 2 agents of the month and rewarding publicly the way they are performing their activities. So you need to highlight the individual team contributions, also recognize and make this public aspect of the way that you are trying to communicate this performance, reinforce the recognition in a timely manner, and you need to have this consistent approach for these reward and recognition programs. As all of the stuff, such as the quality assurance program, the continual improvement, you need to establish the rules of these games. You are going to be having this battle in order to be the agent of the month, but what they are going to be the rules of this game. Maybe you need to establish that the agent of the month is going to be the person that had the higher score in the performance review in the month. Also, the person that was not having late points in the operation, or maybe the one with no absences. You can have several parameters in order to define the rules of this game. So define correctly the way that you are going to be having these rules, so the operation is going to be aware of what are going to be these rules. Reward continuously, not once. Maybe in some organizations we reward one time and later on we forget to do it, and we demotivate the team because it is not consistent. Also, reward publicly, not privately, And reward a behavior, not an outcome. And you can also reward by peers, not by subordinates. And you can have right here some examples of rewards and recognition. The employee of the month, the kudo cards. Have you ever seen in the LinkedIn media the kudos? It's written like this, kudos.
Not in LinkedIn. I think we have something similar in Teams though, yeah.
Well, these ones, these kudos are these ones. When, before pandemics, we used to handwrite the messages to our staff, our team members. I still do it with my team. I print these ones, these cards, and I handwrite to my staff. And if they are doing things right, I handwrite it, and send them right now digitally. Or I handwrite it and take a picture and send it digital. And later on, when we see physically, I give it in the physical way, that the card. So you need to recognize the way they are doing the things. Maybe you, as peers, you say, well, William helped me in this activity and we did it as a team very well. So I'm gonna say him, thank you. So you take this one and you write to your team. So these small things to reward are making big changes in the way they are impacting to the motivations. So you can implement it. This is with low cost and can help really well to motivate your team. So this is an example. We had a lot of examples in some other teams. They told me that maybe it was in Sofia, the Sofia guys told me that they had gifts, small gifts to the agent and the agents of the month. So you can implement these gifts also, but the kudos are no expensive. You can work it. Also, we have it digital, so you can work with these kudo cards. And I have right here for you a hint. I don't know if you have ever heard about the magic formula of talent management. Is this one. Is of Victor Coopers. Victor Coopers was saying that whenever we are talking about talent development, we need to think of these variables. These are maybe the knowledge, the experience, the capabilities, attitudes, and values. But when we're talking about this, the knowledge will be the theoretical, the practical understanding, experience we are gaining whenever we pass through the time, and the capabilities are also the skills that we are performing. The attitude will be part of the set of emotions, the beliefs, the behaviors that we have right there as a person, and our values are part of our education, also our beliefs. So when we are talking about talent management, we need to worry, yes, about the knowledge, the capabilities, but as you can see in this equation, attitude will be multiplying the knowledge. As I told you, we need to worry about the attitude whenever we are recruiting and searching for staff, because knowledge and technical skills, we can develop them. But the attitude, no. As you can see, if we have zero attitude in a guy or in a girl, this will be multiplying by 0 and there is nothing to do right there. So take care about the attitude with your talent. If you see that we are having issues with the attitude, right there, you may be doing a reinforcement, maybe changing the way you are motivating the staff, because we need to work together to have a good attitude whenever we are performing our activities. So that's why this is the magic formula of talent management, because these two, the technical skills are summing up, but the attitude is multiplying. So worry about the attitude of your agents. That's the message right here. And take care about the reward and recognition program. Define how you are going to recognize the way they are performing the things. Maybe you go step by step with this quality assurance program. You are going to identify who is doing the things right, and having recognitions maybe month by month or maybe every 2 months, but reward the way they are performing in this ramp up that you are having in your operations up to here. This is really important. And I think that we need to take time to recognize the service desk leader need to be looking constantly for the way that your agents can improve. So when you are a team leader or maybe the quality analyst, you are taking a look to the calls, the chat, or the emails, and everyone is looking how you can do it better. But if you had this thought that you are doing the things right, maybe this can have an impact negative to the way you are performing the things, and you need to improve the way they are doing. So recognition comes into be shallow and maybe uninspiring in sometimes if you limit to a generic encouragement such as good job or well done. So you need to define this recognition program being some specific phrase that we have right there, and also being impressive with the behavior you have. That's why I'm saying you define this reward and recognition program, maybe define these kudo cards, or another way to recognize the individuals and the way that we are performing the activities of this reward and recognition program. The performance management should be aligned to the quality assurance program as we have it right here. I told you yesterday, you need to work together. The quality assurance program is going to give you the result of these skills, maybe this gap analysis that you are performing in your daily activities. And with this result, you are going to take a look to the performance of your team members. After having this result, you are going to check this performance review. As I was saying, you may be having sessions, the team leader with the agent, in order to check you are doing these things right. These are not right, as we saw in the Navy model, that they are having the highlights, the opportunity, the areas to focus, and the resources. So go ahead with this implementation, integrate these continual improvement initiatives, and also if you identify some needs for training, go ahead implementing these development areas, so you can have a workforce that it is also having the skills and the capabilities ready to attend these customer needs and the expectations. So the performance management will always be hand by hand with the quality assurance program. And do not forget to have these appraisals, these performance review meetings with your team members. This will help them to catch up the information about if they are doing the things right, or if they not. When I perform the audits of the Service Desk Institute, some of the agents tell me that they want to have feedback of the way they are performing the activities. Maybe they are wanting to have this information about the team leaders. Yes, you are doing this right, or you are not doing this right. And they help them to increase and to grow the performance in your activity. So take care about this and perform this review and achievements of the results. At least do it annually, so you can have the results of the way they are performing their activities. Everything clear right here? Yeah. And about the performance, maybe these elements of the talent management, you need to relate to these professional athletes. Right now that we are having this World Cup and this information about all the sports, we need to take advantage of this, and we need to achieve this certain level of skills with the amount of motivation required to be the best players. You are going to be having the right team and the right players, but you need to perform the skills to be the best players. This will be the desire to succeed. So the athletes can play maybe if they do not have the opportunity. If they are in the bench, they are not having the opportunity to perform their skills and be the best. So, and we also need to take care about, think about the organization of the World Cup without fans. What should be this organization of the World Cup without fans? Will be the same as you if you do not have players. So we need to focus about this and understanding that if we do not have games, we are not having opportunities to show how good we are performing our activities. So this will be our motivation. We need to be managing the agent performance, involving the agents in the skills and the motivation, having this effective management in order to manage the performance, the skills, motivation, and improve continually. Also, being aware about how we'll manage the poorly development or performance. What we are going to do with the worst players, our worst agents. Maybe understand the skills and capabilities they are lacking too, and perform this development plan. So the message right here, maybe the key for this performance management will be hire the right people. Take time to analyze and understand the capabilities they have, remember about attitude, and hire the right people. Also, tell them what to do and why they need to do this. Show them how to do it. You are going to be leading by the example. Give them feedback on how they are doing the things. May supporting with the number of one-to-one mission statement. So these are some clues in order to perform actively your talent and your game players. You are having a lot of athletes right there in order to perform their skills and their potential. So imagine that you had one team like this one. I think this one is of rugby, but you are going to perform this team and identify the skills, the motivation, and how to improve continually the way they are performing their tasks. And I'm gonna run a video right now. You're gonna have a video. I like this video also. So take a look to this video.
Unfortunately, good performance doesn't last forever. Everyone has downs as well as ups. And when you're a coach, it's just as important that you never let poor work go unnoticed.
Yes, but unless I have a specific date or billing number, I can't... Ma'am, what I'm trying to tell you, if you'll listen for just a second, is I have no way of helping you unless I can... Hello? Goodbye.
Robin, please tell me you don't talk to all of our customers that way.
What? No.
Well, the conversation I just heard is completely unacceptable.
But she... You didn't hear her language. She was screaming at me.
I can't do anything about her attitude. What I'm concerned with is yours.
Would you want to be corrected in front of your friends? Not likely. So don't do it to the people you coach. The idea of when you see it, say it, only works when you're coaching good work. When you're coaching poor work, the trick is to make it private and make it positive. First thing, get them alone, or at least away. The sooner the better, but make sure it's private. Now, the hard part, making it positive. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, are you correcting things for their success or yours? Are they doing it wrong or just differently than you would? Are you angry or irritated? If you're not in a completely positive frame of mind, stop and wait until you can be. Then proceed with caring.
Ma'am? Hello? Goodbye.
That call sounded like a rough one. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I guess.
Remember, a good coach is willing to let the learner choose their own path. So be careful not to jump in with all the answers. Just jump in with a few questions.
So, how do you think it could have gone better?
I'm not sure.
When you feel like saying, here's what I think, stop, take a breath, and ask them, what do you think?
Well, she's bound to call back. What are you going to say?
I don't know. Seems like there's not much you can say.
It's amazing what you'll hear if they think you're really listening. And of course, what do you do when you hear them come up with a great solution? Never let good work go unnoticed. When you see it, say it.
Robin, I think that's exactly right. Just let her vent for a while until she's ready to listen.
But what if they don't have the answers? At that point, a tip or a shortcut or some practical advice from you can do wonders.
Sometimes I'll say something like, let me know how I can make it right for you.
Whatever you offer, make it simple, positive, and totally practical. At times, you'll find that they might need a little more training, or maybe they never knew what was expected in the first place.
Actually, why don't we practice a call right now, okay?
Right now? All right. Hello, this is Robin in accounts.
And be patient if it takes them a couple of tries to get things right. They'll learn more from a few of their own mistakes than 100 of your words. Like they say, the only true failure is the failure to try. If they're making mistakes, it means they're trying. And trying hard is exactly the kind of good work that you should never let go unnoticed. You'll be surprised how often your team members can work out their own problems if you just ask the right questions.
What do you think about this?
Yeah, I love that. So because I love to get close to the staff agent and listening attentively. So the coach did behave the maybe what I really want to do. So yeah, I am very impressed about this video. Actually.
This is interesting. I was, when I was planning your workshop, I was thinking about, yes, this definitely is true. When you see it, say it, but only when it is positive. Because if you go maybe and see a disaster right there and you scream to the guy, or maybe get exhausted about this, and maybe we'll have the negative impact and we'll go in the other side. So I really like this one. This is a good example of how you can be a coach. Any other comment about this video?
I was impressed that
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Impressed that the leader tries to listen first before talking about something.
Yes, that's right. Listen first and take care. Maybe you wanna say the words, but you need to listen. First of all, listening, and later on you are going to talk. Breathe and later on talk. So we as leaders, as mentors or coaches, we need to listen, have this active listening and show that we are interested about the others. I was laughing at this one that you put in the chat that they love the acting of the actors in the videos, that they are dramatic. Yes, they are specifically dramatic because it's a part of the feelings of the emotions that we had when we are taking a look to these videos. Any other comments?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, obviously, it's something you want to be careful with, giving negative feedback to someone in a public space. But two, I think what we've noticed sometimes with a smaller team is that if you're always highlighting the strengths of a select few individuals, it can actually work as demotivating the people that you're not actually highlighting. So you do kind of have to be careful there with not always just picking up a few people to say how great they're doing, but try and highlight what everyone is doing well.
Yes, that's right. We were analyzing, I think that last week I was posting on my social media networks that we are ready to, maybe we are not ready even for achieving or listening to positive feedback. We are not ready for capturing this feedback. Maybe someone is saying you, I don't know, you had an amazing smile, and you say, me what? Because we are not ready to listen to the feedback. And I think that this is about psychological safety. And imagine if we are not ready to capture this positive feedback, how about the negative feedback? It is worse. This is like a threat. So we need to really take care about how we provide this feedback, maybe breathe, understand how the personality, the emotions, the current state of the individuals. Maybe you have in your teams persons that like to be rewarded and recognized publicly, but maybe you had others that no, they got ashamed whenever you say good work, or I don't know. So you need to understand the profile, the characteristics of the person in order to provide this positive or negative feedback. So this is also our responsibility as a coach. Did you have these scenarios?
No, I agree too. Maybe it's a cultural thing too as well, but there's like a saying, you know, the nail that stands out gets hammered down. So whether it's for good reasons or bad reasons, sometimes being, called out can cause stress for the person being highlighted, right? And it can also create interpersonal issues like jealousy and things like that, especially on a small team. So yeah, I do get that. I do that receiving positive feedback sometimes can be a challenge.
Or positive or negative. I was analyzing that. I was also reading in our journal for this information. I was saying we are not ready to capture this feedback anyway. If we are doing positive or negative, we are not ready. We are not accustomed to hear that we are doing something right, or maybe it's strange for us. So, and we say, yes, are we such as an amazing job that we done? We are not ready to listen that. So we need to work together in order to have these positive expectations, understanding our responsibilities as a coach. And maybe the key components right here for the training are going to be establish individual goals and expectations. Right? That's why I was telling you, understand the individuals, understand the personalities, the emotions, the preferences. You need to follow the policies, the procedures, and also the service and the knowledge that you have in your skills and in your operation, such as this girl. Maybe she was not knowing the business, and the other girl, remember that one of the headsets, she was not knowing the business. So we need to take care about knowing the business, knowing the products, knowing the services. And whenever we are handling the interactions, we need to be consistent. When handling these interactions, we need to demonstrate the skills, maybe the control that we had with the call or the chat or the email, the knowledge, and also our emotions, not getting anger whenever we are having this contact with our players, and always having this culture of providing services. This is really important. And right here, some hints for the coaches. Keep training short. You are going to have a better results. Encourage to have continually training, because you are going to be powering up these skills. And maybe you can apply these mystery shoppers whenever you are handling these interactions, as we had it right here with the coach. She was aware, maybe a surprise. She passed right there for the and
sorry?
listen the call. Yeah.
What is mystery shopper?
A mystery shopper, you are acting as a shopper. In this case, you'll be acting as a player and contacting the player support team as if you were a player, but you are not. You are part of the team of the player support. So you are going to be evaluating or running an evaluation of, maybe, did she run the script? Yes. Did she solve the inquiry? Yes, no. Maybe she had control of the call or the chat or whatever is the contact channel. Yes, no. So you are going to be evaluating the way you perform this contact.
Right, thank you.
I don't know if you use it or you call it like that in your culture.
I think we have it as also, but I'm not sure if we call that as mystery shopper.
I don't know. For the best practices, it's called mystery shopping. But I don't know if you right there call it mystery shopper. This will be your homework. Maybe later on you can say me if they call them a mystery shopper or not. Yeah, this is gonna be your homework. Telling me if I whenever I talk back to the Asia guys, to say if you have mystery shoppers or no. Also, you can have team meetings. Remember, team meetings are important. You need to show transparency. Updating the training. The training needs are going to be changing, so you need to be updating this. And if you have idle time in your operations, take advantage of this idle time and provide training. This will be really helpful for you, and you are going to achieve these goals and expectations. So you need to be like this, coachee, providing the feedback to their agents. And for talent management, we also need to distinguish among management, leadership, and coaching. Do you think they are the same? Management, leadership, and coaching. What's the difference among all of them? Right there is not the answer, so you need to think. So let me tell you. Management and leadership and coaching, do you think they are the same? I am seeing a head that is saying that yes. What do you
I mean,
think?
coaching needs leadership, right?
More or less, it's a mix of it, or they are kind of the same.
What was the question? Sorry.
Management, leadership, and coaching, they are the same?
Oh, I see. No.
No, well, no, I go a step back. What do you think? No, yes?
No, I
No.
mean, as management or leadership, you can be delegating coaching throughout the team, right? So it's not necessarily the same thing.
Well, the answer is that they are not the same. So let me tell you and clarify the difference between all of them. Management will be about policies, procedures, maybe the projects, the administration of the what of the business. We are going to see the difference of these three with a question. This management will be the what of the business. The leadership will be about inspiring people. You are going to be inspiring, motivating, rewarding, and will be the who of the business. And coaching will be about helping to develop the skills, improve the ability of doing the jobs better, and will be the how of the business.
Sorry, can you start with the management again? I will write it down.
Yeah,
Management.
I'm gonna go back and I'm going to clarify it again.
Okay.
Management is about the policies, procedures, projects, and all of the administration. The question will be the what of the business.
I'm sorry? Come
The
again?
what of the business. Let me pull it.
What of the
Management.
business? I got it.
Yeah,
The policy, procedure, what of the business, right?
yeah.
And the leadership.
Leadership will be about inspiring people.
All right.
Leadership is about the who of the business. And the coaching will be about helping people to develop the skills. Will be the how of the business.
Got it. Thank you.
Did you got it? The difference?
Yeah.
So maybe in some team leaders, we are calling the reactive approach of this business focus. We are only trying to capture reports and micromanagement, trying to control the way we are performing the things, but that's about yesterday. We need to evolve in the way we are doing our activities as leaders. So we need to evolve to this coaching in contrast with this proactive way of performing our activities, maybe affecting the team to produce the results in the future. That's why we need to evolve the way we are providing these activities to our team, having this practice of the coaching of coaches. So this will gonna give you better results than being this micromanagement in our practices. So right here we have some examples of way that we need to run in your daily lives. Ask, do not tell. Put energy before value. Build the strengths. Focus on the one-to-one skill and also one skill at a time. Be specific. This is really important because when we are coaching, in some of the cases we say you need to perform this task, but we are not as specific as we need, and so you perform any other thing that will be different as what we should be doing. So be specific. Follow up the task that you are trying to achieve, and practice consistency and repeatability with these results, such as we are seeing right here with the coach and the guy that it is learning to catch the ball. So they are repeating how to catch the ball, and the task will be catching with the hand like the other guy is doing it. So he is learning and lead by the example of the coaching. So I think that this is a really good example. You need to practice the example whenever we are talking about training and this coaching of coaches. Everything clear right here? Yes, finger up. Park, everything clear?
Yeah, but yeah, okay. What is the practice coaching the coaches? So you're talking about the image beside the words, right?
Yeah, the coaches are gonna be practicing this coaching of coaches. So you are going to be training your individuals to perform these activities of coaches.
Okay. Cool, thank you.
Yeah, any other question? No, everything clear? Yeah,
I think it's a good point when you mention one skill, one step at a time, kind of prioritizing where to focus first is always
Yeah.
a challenge for some. I think we want to come in and fix everything all at once, and it can be overwhelming. So taking a step
brainstorming
back.
of skills. No,
Exactly.
first of all, take a step back, understand the priorities of the business, the market, and also of the organization, and define the priorities. And you are going to start with that. Yeah.
Thank you.
We are going to pass to customer experience. Are you ready to this?
Was this the last part, right?
No, we are missing 2 chapters. We are missing customer experience and performance results.
I see, okay.
Park was going to have this going out to this mission. Was telling, phew, we are finishing. No, we are not.
No.
So are you ready to start with this customer experience? Today we're going to talk a little bit about this customer experience practice. Is one of the most interesting aspects of these frameworks, because all of them are focused in this customer experience, the focus of this customer-centric culture, and also defining the aspects that are really important for our players. So we are going to be talking about this. And the best practices that we are going to be talking about is, first of all, the SDI standard in the managing customer experience concept, and also managing information and performance result. The number 8 has all the KPIs for the results that we had in our customer experience. And COPC, the category of processes, because right there we are measuring the way we are performing our activities with the customers. And performance, right here we measure the satisfaction of our customers. And in ITIL4, we are going to be talking about all of the concepts, because this framework is based on the customer-centric culture. Our customer is going to be the center. And we are going to be talking about the service value system, service value chain, the value streams, our customer profiling, service desk, of course, and service level management. So we're going to go deeper. And first of all, I'm going to show you the global state of customer experience. And these stats are really important. They are of a research that they was run in 2019. And I like it because we realize that even though in the world we are saying that we are practicing the customer first culture, we are not. So 42% of the organizations do not ask feedback for their customers. Imagine that. We do not ask any feedback of our customers. Only 12% of the customers believe that the organization put the customer first into practice. Right here, I'm going to tell you an anecdote. One day, my mom asked me to go to a restaurant, and I didn't want to go to that restaurant, so I was angry about that, but we went to that restaurant. And the first thing I realized when I was in our table was that they put information about their customer first culture. So it was, oh, amazing. They are practicing the customer first culture. Let's see. When our meal was served, my meal was terrible, 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 terrible. And they had an email account in order to provide feedback as a customer. So my first reaction was taking a picture of my meal and send it to this email complaining about the state of my meal, the flavor, all of that stuff that you know. And imagine that up to now, I have no answer about that 2 years later. So why they are asking us of feedback and if they are not going to do anything? So I was really angry about that service. I complained with all of the staff right there, the server man and also the hostess, but they didn't do anything about my service. So I do not recommend that restaurant. It's a big restaurant and I'm not happy with the service, but they were putting this culture, that the customer first culture, but they do not provide it any interaction with the feedback I provided. The only answer I had was that the server do not have a space for the image that I sent it. An error of the server. Imagine that. So that was my experience right here with a restaurant. And I think that many organizations are in the same way. So do not ask for feedback if you are not going to do anything. In this direction, 59% of the customers believe that we have lost the human aspect of the customer experience. And definitely yes, because right now we have a lot of digital assisted channels that are not caring about the way we are performing these interactions with our customers. We are not knowing if they have some preference maybe about the look and feel of the pages or the system or the apps. And whenever we interact with these systems, we lost this human aspect because you had robotic responses. So this is really, really important when we are talking about customer experience. 66% of the customers care more about the experience they receive than the cost of the product or service. Do you agree with this one? Are you able to pay more of a product or service for having a better experience?
I think it depends.
Depends? Depends on what? I don't know. I think that maybe when we are talking about the food and the restaurants, you are able to pay more. Because if you are paying for a good memory and experience, you are going to be paying more. We had in Ecuador, they had a restaurant in where you pay for the experience. Since the moment you put a feet inside the restaurants, you have no lights and they cover your eyes. So you do not know neither the menu, neither the experience. You are going only to taste. Everything is surprise. So it's about the experience that you are capturing and you are going to be living. I'm scared about that experience, but it was not as terrible as I thought. So you are not watching anything. So you only taste, you are only having senses right there. So this is really important. Maybe in some of the cases, in some of the sectors and services, you are going to be paying more for having a better experience. Maybe what about the vacations or some resorts? In some of the cases, you can pay more for having a better experience. So the customers are saying that 66% are going to pay more to receive a better experience. Also, 44% of the customers recommend a product or service based on emotions. What do you think about this one? When you are recommending, do you go back to your memories and say and talk about the emotions?
So on the emotion comes from the customer support or customer service?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you recommend with the emotions? I think that yes, we recommend with emotions. I always put the example. What do you tell me more about your last vacations? How did you pass your last vacations? And persons always answer with an emotion. It was amazing. It was terrible. So you answer with emotions.
Yeah. When I and my family went to the restaurant, and if we felt disappointment experience, so I think I've never been there again. So, but if we had a great experience at the restaurant, yeah, so I think believe we should repeat that that.
You
that's
should
one.
repeat, and you're also going to recommend, and you are going to say,
Yeah, you're
the
right.
experience was amazing, or really enjoyed being in that restaurant. So you are using the tag of an emotion in order to describe your experience.
Mm.
The, in
And
the,
I,
in my-
I think, I should post it to the social media as well.
Also, you are going to post it in the social
Yeah.
media. If you are having a terrible experience, you are going to say, this meal was terrible. Don't go to this restaurant. Maybe you need to taste the other one that it is going to be the competence. So you are going to be making sound about the information and the service you are receiving. That's why we talk about emotions. And also take a look to this one, the last one. 60% of the customers use emotions to describe their interaction with a product or service. As you are saying, we were disappointed. We were enjoying the experience, or maybe we love the experience. We are going to be here again. Or you should come, Mariana. Whenever you come to Japan, you should come to this restaurant because the experience was amazing. Yeah, that's the way we are using this information of the feedback and the state of the customer service. And the message right here should be, we should listen the voice of our customers, our players, and this will be the clue for the transformation of the service. We need to focus on these qualitative attributes of the service we are providing. And also we need to make people special, feel special whenever we are interacting with a product or service, personalizing the service. And this data maybe reflect that we are not taking care about the experience that we create in our customers, and it is not enough to worry about it. We say, yes, we need to listen the voice of our customers, but are we taking care about that? I don't know. Maybe in Japan, yes, they are capturing all the feedback and they are doing action plans in order to improve the services. But maybe you are not conscious about this information and you need to start establishing these action plans. And also I have here for you some examples of some memes. I like them. Of the help desk, the customer center, and also the contact center and the service desk. The first one, right here we have a person that it is contacting the service desk or the help center, and she's saying that maybe she's hanging up with he is David, and she said that she's contacting the guy, and she say, how can I help you? And he is complaining about the contact of the girl, and the girl was in front of her. And the girl is saying, another hang up, Dave, just a tip. The next time you are answering, smile whenever you are contacting with a customer. So even though we are not seeing our customers, our facial expressions are seen. If you talk with a smile, it's a different sound whenever you are angry and you are talking like this. So we need to be smiling and having this service attitude with our customers. So this one is about being empathetic. The second one, I don't know if you had this example in Japan or in Korea, but we have it in Latin America. For technical support, press 7. For product information, press 8. If you are bored and just want to argue with someone, press 9.
We really have this one.
Yeah, you have it. It's always happened with the IVRs. I really hate them when you want to talk with your financial services because you are waiting the moment you need to talk to an agent, press 0 or press 9. You want to go out of this mission, press 0. And you are going to round and round and round again in the menu because you don't understand it. So this is really important, and we need to promote simplicity whenever we are talking about the interactions with our customers. And when you define this service catalog of the menus that we had, think since the customer perspective, think in a simple way. The simple way is going to work better than having a complex menu. So remember that we need to have always the option to go to the 0 and talk to someone. And the last one, remember
I'm sorry, but
yeah,
actually for the simplicity, that's like connected to the professionalism, right? So that they are going to be connected with the one who is really professional, right?
Yes, simplicity and smoothness. if we go to the, maybe pressing the 0 to have the contact with their agent, if the professional is not in the attributes of this characteristic of the service, we are going to have issue again. Or maybe, I don't know if it happens to you, but maybe in some of the cases, it happens right here in Latin America. You go and talk with the agent and the agent say, I cannot help you. Maybe you need to talk with the other department, and they send you to another department, and the other department say, it is not here, and they hang up the call. So I hate it.
That's true.
It happens too in Japan. I am gonna feel better right now. Yeah, it's terrible. So the last one is about the service desk agents do not know the services they are providing. We have right here a front line, and they are providing a service for a mouse pad. And the last one, whenever they escalate and escalate and escalate to the last one, he is saying, does anyone know that if we are providing support to this round pad? So the customer passed from 1 to 1 to 1 until the last one, and he didn't know if we were providing this type of service. Imagine that. So this is about knowledge and understanding the customer needs, as we saw in the video of Jackson's party. Yeah, these are some memes that are interesting because we live this in our daily activities, and also when we are providing the services, we do not put in the customer foot and think about this, the simplicity, being empathetic, and also the knowledge of our customers. Do you think that, or do you agree with these memes? Do you have ever passed these bad experiences? Yeah. I see the faces like, yes, we have.
But it is so funny because they are supporting the mousepad.
Yes, mousepad. We are providing support to the mousepad. Yeah, he was surprised about that. And imagine, and I'm like this one, that's me. Yeah, trying to type until you get the attention of someone. So this is really important. And we are going to be talking about what it is customer experience. The complete definition of customer experience is that we need to take care about all the experiences of all our customers in the organization. We need to include products, services, processes, policies, expectations, and many other factors that are impacting the big picture, the end-to-end customer journey. So remember this definition because it's going to be in your final quiz. The customer experience is the big picture. Later on, we are going to go deeper, later to the customer journey, and at the end to the service journey. So remember this one. Customer experience is the big picture. And I don't know if you have right there our customer experience program. Do you have in the service you are providing a customer experience program? No.
No.
Let me tell you what a customer experience program is. This type of programs will be an approach to provide and improve the way we are interacting with our customers. We are going to capture the value of the service that we are providing. This will involve listening to what our customers are saying about us, about our service, and we need to be acting in the insights we gain. So it is not enough to capture the feedback of our customers. We need to work with the feedback. As I told you in the anecdote of the restaurant, yes, they were lacking about having this customer first culture. They were saying, send me your feedback, but what do they do with the feedback of the customers? Do they do anything? In this case, they not. So if you are asking for the feedback, you need to close the loop of the feedback. The customer need to know that you are doing something with the feedback that you are providing. And you also need to define this customer-centric culture, gathering, analyzing, acting with this customer feedback, and defining the customer needs, the expectations in order to translate it into improvements to your service, building this customer experience. So the next recommendation will be capture the feedback of your customers in one place. It is not enough to have it in the surveys. Put it in a data sheet, I don't know, in a tool, in some place, in order to analyze the information that it is going to be captured of your customers. And a strong voice of the customer practice will help you to understand the customer feedback, collect throughout different business areas, and also turn the data into action. You need to see the value that you are adding to the organization, to your customers, to your players in this case. And you are going to be having a spot of the trends, maybe understanding the scales, the volumes that you had in your workload. Also understanding that this program will be like a muscle. Remember that you need to build it. It is not enough to have the program and say going one day to the gym. You need to work towards building this muscle. So capture the feedback, understand that it is not a one-to-one deal. You need to work together to continually capturing, processing, sharing, acting with this fact and this feedback throughout all the stages of the customer journey. And you need to make these actions repeatable in large scale, maybe improving the way you are providing the service, as you are doing with this analysis of the Q&A practice that you told me yesterday. You are capturing the feedback of the customers and you are doing some changes in your daily activities in order to provide a better performance. And right here, I have also a message for you. Understand the value of the customer feedback. Understand what they love or hate about the service you are providing. Have you ever understand this? I think that in social media, you have a lot of love or hate points to your service. Complaints will be the gifts for you. You need to take advantage of these complaints. Complaints are gifts because the positive comments about the service will be okay. It's a palm in your shoulder, but the complaints will let you to improve the way you are performing the things, maybe change the way you are performing the activities. So take care about these ones. And remember that emotions will be the clue for transforming these experiences. Yes? What do you think about this? Do you agree what we are sharing in this slide?
Yeah, I agree. So, but the one thing don't know about always close the loop when obtaining customer feedback. So what does it mean? So close the loop.
Close the loop, yeah. Remember the example I told you about the restaurant. The loop of the feedback will be, first of all, you as a customer are going to provide feedback, but you as receiving the feedback, what you are going to do, maybe sending, thank you for your feedback. We are taking a look to this information and we are going to do something. Or maybe as William told us in the Q&A practice, you call the customer and you say, we read or we analyze the feedback that you provided us. We are working towards, tell us more about the experience you are having. This is closing the loop. The loop is not going to be open. If you left the feedback without answer, we'll be having the loop open. You are not closing the loop. Yeah, okay. This is clear for you? Makes sense?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Sorry, I didn't get the loop. I mean, I didn't get the meaning.
The meaning of the loop. So, okay. You have feedback. You are asking your customers to provide feedback.
Okay.
The customer is going to send you the feedback, maybe by email, by a call, or by any communication channel. Your mission or your task as receiving the feedback will be answering with, okay, we received your feedback, or I'm
sorry, the internet was disconnected a while ago, so I wasn't able to understand it. Sorry.
Again?
So I'm going to tell the customer that I'm going to receive the feedback.
Yeah.
I'm going to receive the feedback through email or call or anything else. And then what will happen?
And later on, you as the organization, as the service provider, you need to answer the feedback. Maybe with, okay, we received the feedback, or maybe answering, we understand that we didn't perform the service in the correct way. We are improving, and the next time you are going to have some benefits. I don't know. You need to answer the customer.
Okay, so that's always close the loop.
Yeah.
You mean when we start, we have to finish something, right?
Yes, you need to finish these activities. You receive the
Okay.
feedback, you analyze the feedback, and later on we answer and act with some improvements to the service we are providing.
Okay, got it. So
Yeah,
that's
you got it?
because that's big picture, right?
Yes, because it is a big picture.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, everything clear right here? Any other question, complaint, finger up, finger down, finger more or less? Okay, perfectly. Because we are going to move to understand what is a customer journey. I have tell you that we had the big picture, and right here we read about the customer journey, but what is a customer journey? So let's define what is a customer journey. Customer journey will be all the interactions and touch points that a customer has with an organization. All of them. Remember that we go deeper. First of all, the big picture. Later on, we had the information about the feedback we are providing, and all of the interactions of this customer journey will be part of our customer journey. So the end-to-end will be having this customer journey, and we are having right here an example. We are going to run this example. The scenario of this example is an online shopping of a customer journey. I will give you more information about this scenario. A girl wanna give a friend a gift. This is the scenario. So the motivation will be giving this gift to her friend in this case. So we are going to be having different aspects whenever we are talking about a customer journey. First of all, we had the stages of the journey in the first part, the activities that we are performing, the feelings that we are having as a customer. So we are gonna be very happy, overall satisfied, and unhappy. Let me tell you that with these emotions or feelings that we have, in some of the cases, they use five emotions. In this example, they are using only 3, but in most of the cases, they use 5 phases. Since the very happy, the more or less happy, later on they pass to the neutral one, the sad, and the really angry phase. So the most common is to have 5 phases with this Likert scale. Experiences that we had and the customer expectations. And we are going to see that in most of the cases, the expectations are different to the one that we experienced. So these are the stages. And as I told you, we are going to start with this scenario. So the girl started having this motivation for buying a gift to her friend. So she was excited about this. And the expectation was were to obtain easily a discount. And the experience were that she was excited to give this surprise to her friend. So she was really happy with this experience. After this want of giving the gift, she started searching in the website. And the first interaction was having the keywords in the search engine. And she was expecting to have a more user-friendly engine. And she was happy to see many options, but she was also confused about not knowing which one to choose. So her experience was overall satisfied. She clicked on to the first one, the first ad, and she was unhappy because she was really annoyed to have useless information. And the customer expectation right there was not having these unnecessary ads. So after clicking the first one, she moved back and clicked to another one, and she found the original result. And she was surprised to have a clear and innovative website design, and she was happy about that. So she found an informative shopping website, but she was not sure about which gift she was going to choose. Later on, and having this navigation in the site, she found a hot sale products. So she was surprised to see the results of the gifts, and she found more discounts during the holidays. So this is really interesting because this one was the very first motivation, having a surprise with these discounts and the news. So she was happy about this. When she was evaluating the products, she was opening different pages in order to compare. She got frustrated because she found the reviews of other customers and they were lacking of quality. And she was expecting to have higher products with these quality aspects. And later on, she also continued comparing with other sites, and she was pleased about the usage, the designs, but she was unhappy because she didn't find in products in the stock. And it was faster to have this supply chain. So even though she was unhappy right here, she moved to the overall satisfied. And at the end of the process, whenever she was paying, she got again frustrated because they had only the payment option of PayPal. So she wanted to have more payment options, and she needed to contact to the service support help in order to have another payment method. She waited a lot of time, so she felt unhappy about waiting this time. And the emotion passed from the unhappiness of being frustrated of this and not having the options in this payment method. She moved for the overall satisfied because she could pay. The question right here for you is, did we end the value co-creation with the payment method, or this journey need to have more steps? Did the girl realize the value? Do you see this value co-creation at the end of this journey, or do you think we need more steps?
I don't think we need more steps for the customer journey in this case. So on the flip side, I think like we
For here, because she's purchased something online, it hasn't been delivered yet. So
Yeah,
maybe delays with shipping, or maybe the product was damaged when it arrived. So maybe in this specific online shopping exercise, we would need to see what happens.
The product,
actually-
and maybe if the friend is gonna be happy with the surprise, maybe he or she is seeing the gift and say, what the hell, what it is this? I don't like it. So we are not going to know if we realize the value co-creation because we do not end with the payment. We are going to end whenever they receive the gift, and if the deliver was okay, if the time was okay. So they are different aspects that will be impacting all the touch points that we had with the organization. The touch points will end until we receive the gift. So that's why I was asking, this journey is not ending with the payment. We need to know if the friend was happy with the gift, if you were happy with all of the service that they provided to you to the shopping activity. So the customer journey is not ending right here. You need to know if they provided the value expected. Yeah. And we are going to zoom in a little bit more. So we had the big picture that it is a customer journey. Later on, we move to the customer journey that it is all of the interactions that we had with a product or service, and in this case, with the interaction. And we are moving to the service journey that it is closed. You are providing different service journey whenever we talk with the interactions of your players, because this will be the path taken by the customer in the end-to-end interacting with any of the communication channels combination that you have, and all the resources required to solve a request or a need. This makes sense to you? So specifically, the service journey will be the path taken by a player for answer a request or a need or maybe an issue. Yeah, so we went deeper. And we're going to talk a little bit of this service journey. But first of all, I'm going to ask you a quick question. Have you ever heard about the micro moments? These ones, the micro moments.
What is micro moment?
A short moment. A piece of moment. A small moment, a bit of moment.
Thank you. I thought there was something different meaning for it.
No, micro is of small, like
Yeah,
in
no,
different units. Like we can say also nano moments.
I
Maybe
got
later on
it.
in my next conference, I'm gonna talk about the nano moments. But in
Right.
this one, we are talking about the micro moments. Have you even heard this? No, this is about Google. Google defined the micro moments because whenever we're talking about the service design, we need to consider the culmination of the user insights for providing this business value. So that's why they defined and implemented these micro moments for having this interesting and conceptual approach to this concrete, understandable, and we need to together build up this customer pushing up the final decision. Did we enjoy whenever we are playing or we are not enjoying? So these micro moments will sum up to the experience. So we are going to recommend Riot Games or we are not going to recommend Riot Games. So our mission right here is that we need to orchestrate all our touch points to fit the needs of the customers and the expectation in the best way as possible. And not only for one communication channel or one single moment, you need to take care about all the communication channels and all of the micro moments. You got it? Yeah. So if we think and we go back, I don't know in the school, if you have even seen these scales that we have the path taken to move from one number to another. We are jumping as frogs from one number to another, and we are learning about these movements in the numbers. The same path is here. We are moving, we have here the journey of a customer, and we have the principal stage, the previous scenes, and the behind the scenes. Even though that the customer is only interacting maybe with an agent or maybe with a contact channel, the behind the scenes is also impacting what we are seeing in this principal stage. Yeah. So that's why we take the concept of micro moments, because we are summing up all the moments that our customers are living when they are interacting with our product or service. So in this example that we have right here, we have the knowledge base, maybe the team support that it is having. Team support is that imagine that the players in your case, they are asking support to another player. Have you even passed this error or maybe this block whenever you are playing? No, I haven't. Or maybe yes, I did this. So this will be the player support. We are supporting one player to another. Or we contact or search in a website. So we can have several options for having these previous scenes in our players or in our customers. These are also micro moments that are zooming to our experience. And later on, if the customer do not find the answer in this one, they are going to search support in one of these communication channels, maybe the phone, the chat, the email, or the chatbot or a website. And they're going to be having contact with a player support agent. This agent is going to have the contact with the customer, the player in this case, and they are going to be trying to answer the inquiry. If they can answer the inquiry in the first contact, finger up. But if not, they are going to be contacting the behind the scene activities, maybe back office, maybe on-site support, or maybe applications team, or maybe the security. I don't know, we can have a huge list right here in order to have this behind the scenes. But the message right here for this behind the scenes is that it doesn't matter that how many groups we have right here. We need to take care about the resolution, and every single activity that we have between the level 2 of support and the agents is going to be impacting the final experience of our customers. Did you get it? That's why we are talking about this customer journey, this service journey, sorry, because we are trying to answer a request or maybe answer a need, a specifically need. If we put right here in a scenario, maybe unlocking a password or an account of our players will be a specific scenario. That's why it's a service journey. And the customer journey will be all the interactions that our player had with Riot Games. Yeah, specifically for us, they are going to be service journeys. So we need to worry about what we are having in all of the stages, in the previous scenes, in the principal stage, and in the behind the scenes. I have experience with working in the organizations that they perform erroneous metrics for this customer satisfaction. I mean, maybe considering only one single moment or one metric only for having this performance. So we need to think holistically and have a correct approach for receiving the feedback, capturing the measurements of every single moment. And if we start zooming all the micro moments, we will obtain our customer satisfaction score. As you can see, we are having moments right here, moments right here, moments right here, and this will give us, as a result, the overall experience that we are having. You got it? Yeah, finger up, finger in the middle, finger up.
Middle.
Tell me.
So you're saying that there will be several micro moments, and they're gonna interaction with L1, and if it solves, it's good. But if we can solve it, there will be another micro moment with the behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, with the level 2 of support.
And the most important thing is the resolution, right?
Yeah, the most important thing will be at the end, we solve it or not. We having a happy face or a sad face of our customer.
Okay, that's finger up.
Finger up. We move from the half to the up.
Yeah.
This is my indicator. We're having finger up, finger down, finger in the middle. When we are having finger in the middle, we have questions. And let's go ahead. And we are moving right here. Also, it's important to understand that every single customer is different. We have different interests, maybe we perform different activities, and we are doing a different behavior whenever we are talking about, for example, your gamers. They have different preferences, even the devices that they are using for play your games. So we need to understand the profiles of our customers. And we need to talk about customer personas. And with this information about customer personas, you first of all need to understand that will be a fictitious, this will be realistic description, but will build a fictitious persona. Will be a target of customers of using a product or service. And we are going to write it in a graphical way. This is an example of the customer persona. This is a graphical way that will help us to segmentate the business. So we are not going to map every single customer journey. Imagine that for every single player that you had in the world, you need to map a customer journey. That will be terrible. You are not going to finish in I don't know, in years and years. So we need to segmentate our customers and group them. So we are going to map only the journeys for all our group of customers. This will be our customer personas. And we are going to understand the efforts and the improvements that you need to take care in order to solve the inquiries and understand the characteristic of your customers. Not the single one. You are going to group them and understand these characteristics, archetyping these customers, and they are not going to be actual people. This is really important because if you consider the real people, maybe you are going to having issues with some regulations about the data and the information of the person. So think that they are archetypes and they are not going to be real people. I had an experience in an audit that I run in an organization that I was asking them, did you have the customer profiling of your customers? And they say, yes, we had it. And they were showing me the customer persona. And whenever they show me, I saw real persons. I saw all the complete information of their customers. They were showing me, for example, Ariana Bucio. She is a person about 33 years. She's working at Pepe Gurus. She studied this and all of the personal data. Imagine that. we were having issues with the personal information, with the regulations, the local regulations. So that's why we need to use archetypes. Do not forget that, because if not, we are having issues with the local regulations. And this will be hard to understand, and we need to focus on delivering these amazing experiences. So in order to build these customer personas, these archetypes and segmentation of your customers, you need to be also a scenario. Building this scenario will be short stories about the personas. Also, we need to understand the goals they are trying to achieve, having the real context that they are going to be interacting with your product or service. And for that, you also need to have a specific segments and a specific context of the scenarios that you are providing. First of all, asking, who is going to be the user? Why does the service consumer, in this case the user, want the service that you are providing? What are the goals that the service consumer want to achieve? And how can the service consumer achieve these goals? So with this information, you are going to build your customer personas. Everything clear up to here? Yeah.
So with those scenarios, you're going to make customers persona, right?
Yeah, these ones. With these questions that we have right here, these ones, you are going to build these customer personas, the fictitious customers, the targeted customers. Yes, finger in the middle or finger up? Finger up. Amazing. Because we are going to take a look to one of our last videos of these sessions. I like this one.
I like the video.
I like the videos also. And this one is a good one because it's about a TED Talk.
How many of you have experienced an
So
exceptional customer?
Let me put pause and raise the volume in order you can hear better. So pay attention to this one. I like this guy. And this one is about experiences. So enjoy the video.
How many of you have experienced an exceptional customer experience? An over-the-top experience at a business, maybe a local restaurant, a clothing retailer, your favorite coffee shop, maybe that last hotel or restaurant that you stayed at, a resort. Maybe it was the last family vacation you took to Walt Disney World. So exceptional that you might have taken a selfie and posted it on social media. Now, I know no one here takes selfies, and certainly no one here posts on social media, but I do. So great. Like me, many of you have experienced exceptional customer service that turned you from a casual shopper to a brand loyal ambassador. So why is it that each year, roughly 1 million businesses go out of business? Is it because of Walmart's aggressive low pricing? Maybe. Could it be Amazon or another online retailer's aggressive free shipping program? Perhaps. Is it just that the competitor was that much better at their marketing and sales techniques? Or are all these just excuses, and the real answer lies in delivering exceptional customer experiences each and every day? I have been fascinated by business and why some succeed and others fail. And my career has given me the opportunity to visit literally over 1,000 businesses and meet hundreds of executives and entrepreneurs. And the ones that stand out are the ones that truly focus on delivering exceptional customer experiences to their clients. Just like that experience some of you thought about a minute or two ago. I want to share a personal story with you about how I was seduced by exceptional customer experience 21 years ago. I met Ruth, the owner of 1010 Optics, while working in New York City just off of Fifth Avenue. I didn't find Ruth's store because of a giant sign outside that said 20% off. And it wasn't because of a newspaper ad she had placed in the paper. And it certainly wasn't because of a Google search I did or an email blast that she sent, because neither of those options existed in 1996. No, I found Ruth's store for a very simple reason that day: convenience. What's kept me coming back for over 20 years is how she treated me on that first visit, and frankly, every visit since. On that first visit, I entered the store and was immediately greeted by an associate who walked me over and introduced me to Ruth. Ruth politely asked what brought me in that day, and like most individuals that have terrible eyesight, I said, I'm simply here to get a pair of glasses so I can see and do my work. She smiled and laughed, and she said, no, I mean, what style of look are you going for? What's the look you're going for? I never really thought about a look or a style with wearing glasses. They were very functional to me. So I said, well, maybe something like Michael J. Fox, wireframe? She said, I'll take it from here. She then proceeded to have me try on glasses that were anything but Michael J. Fox wireframe-like. After about 15 minutes, she laid out 3 pairs of frames. She says, John, these are the frames you're going to decide on today. Option 1 is somewhat boring, ordinary, similar to what you were wearing when you walked in today. Option 2 is a little nicer, and option 3 is the game changer. Now, most likely, you're going to want option 1, and she was absolutely right. I had already started to take out my wallet to pay for them. But she said, today, I'm going to sell you option number 3 because it's the right option. I reluctantly purchased those glasses that day, and 2 weeks later, walked out with my new frames. Incredibly self-conscious. Had I made the right decision? Did Ruth honestly sell me the best pair of frames for my face and personality? Or did she sell me the frames that were going to generate the highest profit for her store? A few seconds later, a woman walked up to me, total stranger, and she said, wow, I love those frames. Ruth is good. She literally had somebody waiting outside the store to compliment customers as they walked out. Well done. It wasn't until I received the 5th compliment on my commute home that day that I realized that Ruth was truly a genius and had delivered an exceptional customer experience. And by the way, my wife, Cynthia, absolutely loved them. Customer experience isn't about necessarily the product or service that you offer. It's about how you make someone feel during the buying journey and, frankly, after the purchase has been made.
What do you think? Do you think you provide exceptional experiences to your players?
We strive to. I think sometimes there's blockers. Maybe some people just can't be pleased despite being given what we would consider exceptional service. But yeah, we do strive for that.
And what do you think about this video? Did you like it?
It's funny. I didn't like his frames, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't like it too, but we can say that they were the ones that fit better to his face,
Yes,
and
yeah.
maybe they were on trend in that moment, but he identified with this experience because she received more than the traditional service. Maybe the traditional service will be having the frames, take the ones that you like it, try it on, and you say these ones. But right there, Ruth take the time to select some frames, considering maybe his face here, the way that the motivation that he had maybe, and also the fashion styles, the trends in the market, I don't know, but he took the time to provide more than this traditional service. And that's what we need to identify right here. Maybe what is the traditional service that we are providing, the standard service for our players? Are we providing this standard service? What are the characteristics for this standard service? And what will be the characteristic for an exceptional service, more than the traditional one, more than the standard? What do you think that our players are looking to more than a standard service? Which characteristics are the ones for this more than a traditional service right now? What can you say? Maybe, I don't know, maybe having a personalized service, maybe adding communication channels. I don't know. What do you think that is going to be impacting in these exceptional experiences right now for your players?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like it's not really a direct relation to what the example was, where he was saying what he wanted, what he needed, but that wasn't actually the case. So for us on player support, maybe sometimes players are writing in about something they have a need. So being able to read through the lines, see through the lines, and understand what they really need to be satisfied there is how we can deliver exceptional service. I don't think we can do exactly what the example was,
Yeah.
where, for example, let's say someone's lost access to their League of Legends account, and we say, no, I think you're more of a Valorant player, so please try playing Valorant and tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think that would get us very far.
Imagine that
It's a better fit for you, your
a
personality.
frustration you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Imagine that you send them to play Valorant instead of League of Legends, they were dying in that
Yes, so
moment.
in that case, it might be a bit of a challenge, but definitely, yeah, understanding what they actually need in terms of their service. Sometimes they're saying something, but they're meaning something different, right?
Yeah, that's right. Also, I have right here for you a message. If you capture the emotions, the different quality aspects of the experiences and the satisfaction that you are having of your players in the current state, this information will be in some of the time will be past experiences. So you can approach with this data, you can approach the future state of the experiences. So you can forecast the emotions of your customers and the satisfaction when we are providing services. So this is really, really important. And you have a homework right there to provide amazing experiences. And with this information, I'm gonna show you example for gaming personas in the real life. This is a report, a source of these gaming personas. This is a research, a complete research about the gaming world. And you have the other groups tell me, where did you get that? We have never seen this information in our life. So this is really interesting report. They segmented the players in these different groups. For example, the mobile only, the casual gamer, the sporter, the socializer, the cloud gamer, and the influencer. And as you can see, they identify the characteristic of these customer personas. For example, the gender, the top country, the preferences, the devices that they use, consider this customer persona, and some of the games that they run. The motivations, as we saw in the example of the customer journey, and they had a lot of information of these customer personas. And I'm going to show you a little bit more of the report because it's really, really interesting, because we need to understand the behavior, the needs, and the requirements of our customers. This is the complete report. And they start performing the analysis of the breakdown about the demographic information, the regions, their generations, and they perform this complete analysis considering the mobile only in every single region, the casual gamer in the regions, and also the generations. After doing this breakdown, they understand the behavior of the milestones in the gaming planet, and also how we are behaving by country, by profiles. For example, the mobile only, the top is gonna be Israel, Singapore, and Thailand. And for the casual gamers, we have in Colombia, Argentina, and Mexico. And in the other sizes, we have the cloud gamer, for example, Vietnam, Indonesia. And we are having this information about how the gaming personas are behaving among all the globe. And they zoom in about the attitudes that they are performing. Maybe for this mobile only, they enjoy music, cinema, food and drink, and the same for the different profiles. For example, right here, I like this one, the cloud gamer. Obviously, they enjoy technology, as you can see. They are the geek profile of these ones. They enjoy also cinema, the music, also the influencers like technology. But we have also the sports by profile. They enjoy soccer, swimming, basketball, the cycling. So you can have more information about the profiles that you are having as a customers. And we also have who they are, the interests that they had, also the interactions that they had in the site. I have right here the information about the clicks in the web. They had this attitudinal segmentation about the behavior, the different index, how they perform their lives, and right here is the online behaviors. You can have information about the consoles, the music streaming, the smart TVs, the YouTube, the Facebook, Instagram, and all of the information. You can take advantage of this information. As you can see, you can use this one in order to build your customer personas and your journeys. Do you think this is valuable?
Yeah, it's quite interesting because depending on the profile, people could be writing in, reporting the same issue, but what they value, what's important to them, will reframe the way that you address their concern.
The motivation, as we saw in the customer journey. So maybe for the mobile only, if you provide a website that it cannot be open in your smartphone, can have frustration for this profile of the mobile only. But if you are talking about the cloud gamer, that it is all the technical stuff, the nerdy and the geek part, they will have a good interaction with the website. So you need to understand the behavior of every single profile that you have in this gaming world. And I have right here a lot of information for you. And this one, I like it. The gaming preferences. The mobile only, they use a smartphone. The casual gamer, they use all of the communication channels and they like PC and smartphone. And also the other one. So you can have the complete segmentation, but the most played gamers are these ones. You have League of Legends right here in the top of the games that we are playing in the world. You are having a battle with Call of Duty. Is a common one, and also with FIFA. So this information, I really like it, and you can take advantage of this information and this research to build your own customer personas and build your customer journeys and your service journeys, understanding the way they are performing. I recommend you to understand what it is doing your customer in every single step. Maybe what it is encouraging or discouraging when they are moving from one step to another, as we saw in the example of the online shopping cart. What is motivating or demotivating the girl when she is moving from one step to another? What are the emotions that we are triggering in every single step? And what are maybe questions that are difficult to solve? And which is the context of every single preference that we had right here? And with this understanding of our customers, we are going to have a clear path of what they want to receive when we are providing these services. This is the message for today. And tomorrow we are going to talk about the strategy, the customer experience strategy, how to measure. And also we are going to talk a little bit more about the XLAs, experience level agreements. Questions, finger up, finger down, finger in the middle. Did you like the report?
I think this is an interesting approach to profiling. We've done this previously on other projects as well, looking from a different angle, though, more of why are they playing the game? Is it for a sense of community? So if they're writing in about an issue, maybe it's not necessarily they're having a problem, but my friend is frustrated. Or if it's someone who's an achiever, they want to be in the global rankings, it's what's important to them often frames where they're coming from. But I never thought of framing it this way.
They were already segmented. You can take advantage of this segmentation because this is a common research. So whenever they update the research, you are going to have the trends of the market. So I think that will be better to have this approach using this research. I drop it in the chat. If you want to download it, you can have right there the information. It's right there. I drop it in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
And you can download it.
Okay.
I like it. It's really interesting. And all of the teams that I had delivered this workshop told me, where did you get that? We have never seen this information about the gaming personas. So take advantage of this. Take the information to build your customer journeys, to understand the needs, the expectations, and the behavior that they had whenever they are interacting with your product, with your services. And I think that also another variable should be the game that they are running, because the behavior of the gamers is not the same, the one that they are playing Valorant to the ones that they are playing League of Legends. So this is another variable. So I think that, and I hope that you had enjoyed this information and will be useful for you in order to follow up the next steps. I don't know if you had any question. Remember, this is the complaint, the feedback management, this box. So you can have complaints right there.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is Cloud Gamer?
What is what?
Cloud Gamer.
Ah, the ones that are using the tools of in the cloud computing maybe. For example, the information they are playing in the site using the internet connection.
Okay, thank you.
For an example of a cloud service, maybe the Apple service that you had, the Google Drive, or the preferences that you have for saving maybe your pictures in the cloud. This is an example.
So they're not really a gamer. They're not really playing the game, but they're just using the cloud system.
They are using the cloud for playing their games.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah.
I think you look at blockchain, maybe gaming is another market coming out as well. I had an unrelated question. Was there no homework today?
No, maybe tomorrow to
Okay,
have
thank you.
a lot of time to do it in the weekend.
Sure. Thank
Yeah?
you.
Well,
Yeah,
you have homework.
We
You
like
need-
homework.
I'm
do
happy
you
to
like-
do it. If there is any, I'll do it.
No. The idea right here may be you to think about the information that I have just provided. Think about the if it is useful for you, if you are going to implement some initiatives or activities in your operations. The target of this workshop is you to enjoy, to get known these best practices and the connection that it has with our daily life. So enjoy the information, and I hope this is useful for you. Yeah. So today is not homework. Tomorrow we are going to run our final quiz. So read a little bit. Remember the questions, the quizzes that we have.
25.
25 questions in order to build
Oh
up
my
the
gosh.
muscles. We are building up
Yeah.
our muscles. So be ready to our quiz. And remember that we are having this battle to have a dinner in Mexico City.
Okay.
So see you tomorrow.